Hello, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Welcome to the 2021 NRL Grand Final preview. It is the Penrith Panthers up against the South Sydney Rabbitohs on Sunday night at 7:30 up at Suncorp Stadium. Looking forward to the Grand Final. It's going to be a big game, and I just get the feeling that something special is going to happen on Sunday night. But before I get into the 2021 NRL Grand Final preview, just a quick announcement. I am doing a massive giveaway for the NRL Grand Final. I said a few weeks ago that I was going to do a giveaway for the Grand Final, and I am sticking with that promise. All you have to do to win this prize, everyone's eligible, so you just click on the video. All you have to do is in the comment section on this video right now that you are watching, you have to try and predict the score of the 2021 NRL Grand Final. If you get the score right, you will win an NRL jersey of your choice. So, for example, you could go the Panthers to win, I don't know, 22-20. And if you get that correct, you will win yourself an NRL jersey of a team of your choice. So, you could get it right. You could go South Sydney, I don't know, 28-24. And if you get that right, you win yourself a jersey. Just try and be a bit different to everyone in the comment section below, because if you have the same score and, if two or three people have the same score, then, whoever got in first will win, obviously. But try and go different to other people. Good luck to everyone. If you want to win an NRL jersey of your team or of your own choice, get to commenting right now in the comment section below. I'm looking forward to seeing the comments, and everyone's eligible. Just click on the video and you're eligible. I don't care if you live in England. I don't care if you live in Papua New Guinea. I don't care if you're in Fiji. I don't care if you're in New Zealand. I don't care where you are. You are eligible if you comment in the comment section below your grand final prediction with the score. If you get the score right, you win. Simple as that. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into the NRL Grand Final preview. And what we're going to do, we're going to have a look at the odds here for the NRL Grand Final. The Penrith Panthers, they are the favourites here at $1.70. The Bunnies, $2.25. Very nice price for both teams, I reckon. I think the odds probably should be $1.90 each. I think even money bet would have been better. South probably, for mine, should go in as favourites, but Penrith do, so I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens. But without further ado, let's get into the team list for the grand final. We'll start with the Panthers. Fullback Dylan Edwards. On the wings, Stephen Crichton and Brian Toto. Centers, Paul Momirovski and Matt Burton. Halves are Jerome Luai and Nathan Cleary. The front row is Moses Leota and James Fisher-Harris. The hooker is Api Coruscant. The back row are Viliami Kikau and Kurt Capewell. The lock is Isaiah Yeo. And on the bench, Tyrone May, Scott Sorensen, Spencer Leniu, and Liam Martin. The 18th man is Brent Naden. The other reserves are Mitch Kenny, Jermaine Hopgood, and Charlie Staines. As for the Rabbitohs, the grand final team for them, fullback is Blake Taaffe. On the wings, Alex Johnson, Jackson Paulo. Centers, Dane Gagai and Campbell Graham. In the halves, 5'8" Cody Walker. Halfback and captain Adam Reynolds. Front row of Mark Nichols and Tavita Totola. Hooker is Damien Cook. In the back row, Keon Kalamatangi, Jaden Sewer. Lock is Cameron Murray. And on the bench, Benji Marshall, Jacob Host, Tom Burgess and Jai Arrow. 18th man is Tane Milne. And the other reserves, Patrick Mago, Braden Burns and Jed Cartwright. The match officials. The main referee is Jared Sutton. The bunker official is Grant Atkins. And the touch judges are Dave Munro and Todd Smith. And obviously the coach for the Panthers, Ivan Cleary. Coach for the Rabbitohs, Wayne Bennett. So these two sides have had some very interesting battles this year. They've played 3 times this year. The first time they met this year was on the 23rd of May out at Dubbo. The Panthers getting a big win there, 56 points to 12. They met in round, when was the other time they played? Round 23. The Panthers beat them 25-12 after Souths getting out to a 12-0 lead. And they also met 2 weeks ago in week 1 of the finals, in the qualifying final, up there at Townsville, where the Bunnies got the better end of the Panthers there, 16 points to 10. So Both these, so Panthers have beat them twice this year. Souths have beat them once, and obviously that was the most previous encounter. For the Panthers, though, no Pangai Jr. off the bench. That's a big blow. He's got an MCL injury, I believe it is. So Spencer Leonard comes into the bench, and they get Moses Leota back as well, which is a very big in for the Panthers. But Pangai Jr. is a big loss. Souths pretty much won through to 17 from last week's win over Manly, where they really, really sucked the life out of Manly. They suffocated them to death, and Souths were very dominant in that game last week. The Panthers, for mine, are very interesting. Obviously, last year, they made the grand final against Melbourne. They did not have that grand final experience against Melbourne, and they got blown off the park in the first 20 minutes. Melbourne absolutely ran roughshod over Penrith, and Penrith made a late comeback, but unfortunately for them, it was too little too late, and they just didn't have the energy to finish off that game. If the Panthers had started well, maybe they would have beat Melbourne in that grand final, but they just weren't good enough on the night. Last year's experience going into this year, their second grand final in a row. I think the experience will be a lot better for Penrith. They should handle it better. But the question I have for Penrith is, how much energy and how much stamina do they have left? They have played 3 really hard games, 3 really tough, hard, physical games going into this. They played Souths up there at Townsville in week 1 of the finals, in the qualifying final, which was a very tough and brutal game. And then they played Parramatta up there at Mackay, which was another really tough, low-scoring, physical game. And last week against Melbourne at Abbott Suncorp, another really hard game, which was an absolute grind. I just wonder how much energy do Penrith have left. But you got to remember, a lot of these players are young. A lot of them are probably loving playing, 3-4 weeks in a row, going into the grand final. I think if Penrith had to beat Souths going into this, having the week off, I think it might have affected them a little bit. But because a lot of their players are so young, I think they'll love playing, 3 or 4 games in a row and feeding off that energy. But I guess we'll see how they go on grand final night against the Bunnies. As for the Bunnies, for them going into this, they were without Latrell Mitchell, and Latrell Mitchell's not even here in the grand final, which is frightening, considering how big and how good of a player Latrell Mitchell is. Such a big name player for Souths, and plays such an important role for them. And they've had the young fullback there, Blake Tafe, and he's just killed it the last couple of weeks, and he's been playing some great footy, and it's good to see. So I don't think he'll be fazed by the occasion. Obviously a bit of experience in this team as well. The likes of Dane Gagai, he's got plenty of experience. Alex Johnson played plenty of footy. Cuddy Walker, Adam Reynolds, plenty of experience there. Damien Cook, they've all played Origin. Totola, Nichols, very experienced players. Cameron Murray's gonna absolutely love this occasion. The bench has got so much experience. Benji Marshall, Burgess, and Arrow, they've all played in grand finals. Jacob Host has got a lot of experience as well. So, this is going to be a really good game. It's hard to split. I think if it's a low-scoring game, if it's like a 12-10 or an 8-6 or a 14-10 sort of game, 16-12, then I think Penrith win. But if Souths can score 20 points and, attack the way they have and defend the way they did against Manly, then I think Souths can win. So if it's high-scoring, I think Souths are going to win. If it's a low-scoring grind, then I think Penrith are probably going to win that battle. But this is going to be a great game. And there's a lot of really good matchups in this game. Edwards versus Tafe. One of them are going to be a premiership-winning fullback, which is crazy. I used to absolutely give it to Dylan Edwards. And, he's playing in his second consecutive grand final. So fair play to him. And Tafe's got no experience at all. But one of these guys are going to be a premiership winner, which is fantastic. The wingers, Johnson, underrated. Jackson Paulo's a good kid. Up against Toto and Crichton. Really good to see. I love the centre matchup, Dane Gagai versus Paul Momorowski. Matt Burton versus Campbell Graham. Some very, very good matchups there. The halves I love the halves. Walker and Reynolds versus Luai and Cleary. If you go back to the Origin period, everyone said it should have been Walker and Reynolds instead, but they went with Luai and Cleary. And, I guess if South Sydney win, I guess it'll show a little bit. Maybe South halves can win Origin, but we'll see how it goes. Good matchup in the halves. The forward battle is great. Leota and Fisher Harris versus Nichols and Totola. Love that. Cook versus Coruscant, even matchup there. The back row is going to be a good one, I reckon. Keon, Kolomatangi and Sewer versus Kickow and Capewell. The locks are very even. Yo versus Murray. I think Souths have the better bench, personally. But it's going to be a fantastic grand final. Who do I think is going to win the grand final? Well, I've had a good hard think about it. And it's again, it could go either way. I wouldn't be surprised who wins this game. But my prediction for the grand final, I believe the South Sydney Rabbitohs are going to win the 2021 NRL Grand Final. I think it's their time. I think Wayne Bennett is playing this out brilliantly. I think Wayne Bennett's got the Bunnies going at the right time of the year. And you got to remember as well, Souths don't have any injuries. The only player that's out for South Sydney is Latrell Mitchell. Like I said before, Blake Tafe is doing the job. A lot of these players are going to want it so much. Adam Reynolds' his last game for the Bunnies before he goes to the Broncos. Dane Gagai's last game for the Rabbitohs before he goes to Newcastle. Who else is leaving? Jaden Sewell's off to the Dragons. Benji Marshall might be retiring for all we know. And Souths are fresh. They've got no injuries. And I think to win the comp, I think you need to have I think you need to be fresh. You need all your players to be fit. So, the Panthers can win, but the problem with Penrith is a lot of injuries. Brian Toto's ankle is still a concern. Nathan Cleary's shoulder is still a concern. Jerome Luai's form has been a bit of a mixed bag the last couple of weeks. Viliami Kickout's form hasn't been great, even though he got back row of the year, which I think was ridiculous. They just have a couple of injuries going into it, which is a concern for mine. So I think the Rabbitohs are going to win the grand final. My prediction, I think South Sydney win. I'm going to go with a scoreline. I think Souths can win well. I really do. I think Souths can win the game well, actually. I'm going to go the Rabbitohs by 20 points. I think Souths can win in a really big win. I'm going to go the Rabbitohs here by 20 points. I'm going to go 32 points to 12 in favour of the South Sydney Rabbitohs. First try scorer, I'm going to go with Alex Johnson on the left wing. Anytime try scorer, I'm going to go Benji Marshall in his final game. And the Clive Churchill medal winner, who's going to win the Clive Churchill medal winner? I'm going to go with Cody Walker. I think Cody Walker will win the Clive Churchill medal. And man the match, I think man the match is probably going to be Cody Walker as well. But guys, that's it for my grand final preview. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you guys go out and like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. If you want to win an NRL jersey of your team, comment your score prediction for the grand final in the comment section below. If you get it right, the jersey's yours. Guys, thanks for watching. The Rabbitohs will win the grand final.